In today's video, we'll take a look at the incredible life and adventures of the legendary Steve Irwin, aka the Crocodile Hunter. This Australian man, born in 1962, became a global legend for his brave encounters with some of the world's most deadly species. Steve's adventures on his discovery show, The Crocodile Hunter, made him a household name, from wrestling crocs to beguiling snakes. But what happened to him? How did he die? Welcome to our channel, Fierce Encounter TV. In this video, we'll be looking at the terrifying last minutes of the famous crocodile hunter, Steve Irwin. But before we go into the video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more terrifying videos. Who exactly is Steve Irwin? How did he become so popular? He grew up enjoying all wildlife, especially reptiles, catching his first venomous snake at the age of 6, and frequently arriving late to school after convincing his mother to pull over so he could save a lizard from the road. Steve was 9 years old when he started jumping on small problem crocodiles that were loitering around boat ramps and wrestling them back into the dinghy. He possessed an extraordinary sixth sense when it came to wildlife and had spent his entire life honing it. The animal park was renamed the Queensland Reptile and Fauna Park in 1980. This was Steve's home and his favorite destination. Here, he spent numerous hours caring for the wildlife and maintaining the grounds with his best friend, Wes Mannion. Steve's fascination with crocodiles developed, and he spent months living in the most remote locations of far north Queensland, catching problem crocodiles for the Queensland government. He performed all of this while accompanied by his small puppy, Suey. Steve invented crocodile capture and management methods that are currently used on crocodilians all over the world. As the host of the discovery show, The Crocodile Hunter, and a passionate conservationist, Steve Irwin is one of the most well-known Australians of all time, and the impact of his life's work can be felt all over the world. In an awful twist of fate, Steve was not scheduled to be out at sea on that fatal day, September 4th, 2006, because filming for his show Ocean's Deadliest had been canceled due to inclement weather. What was Steve Irwin doing at the time of his death? When he and cameraman Justin Lyons and director John Stainton were bored at their hotel, they set out on a small boat on Bat Reef, off the coast of Port Douglas, in search of video that could be used for his daughter's show, Bindi, the Jungle Girl. He spotted a short-tailed stingray in shallow waters and pursued it in an attempt to obtain film of it. It suddenly rose up and began piercing him with its stinger. With a span of roughly 2 meters and a muscular tail that can be as long as 8 inches, the short-tailed stingray is the largest stingray in the world, John said at the time. Suddenly, he said Steve was off to seek out some normally harmless stingrays. It should have been an innocent encounter for a TV show aimed at children. The naturalist noticed a 220 lobie ray lying on the ocean floor and climbed into the chest-deep water with Justin. As they approached, they anticipated the normally docile creature to swim away, giving them the perfect shot. When the crocodile hunter went over the creature, it raised its razor-sharp tail and stabbed him with hundreds of strikes in a few seconds. Justin continued to record, unaware of the severity of the attack. But when he panned back to Steve and saw him surrounded by a pool of blood, he knew something had gone extremely wrong. Heaved Steve back aboard their inflatable boat and sped back towards the main vessel, Croc 1, while the Star writhed in agony from the venom. Both worried he'd had a lung puncture, so the staff applied pressure to Steve's large hole on his chest. He was having trouble breathing. Even if we'd been able to get him into an emergency ward at that moment, we probably wouldn't have been able to save him because the damage to his heart was massive, Justin said. As we're motoring back, I'm screaming at one of the other crew in the boat to put their hand over the wound, and we're saying to him things like, "Think of your kids, Steve. Hang on, hang on, hang on." Perhaps understanding that his injuries were far worse than expected, the cameras captured the terrible moment. Cameraman Justin Lyons said he saw the stingray land hundreds of strikes in seconds. Steve had a large cut across his chest, and the stingray's barb punctured his heart. Steve turned to Justin and calmly said, "I'm dying," which would have been his final words. When Justin returned to Croc 1, a second cameraman took over so he could give Steve mouth-to-mouth, which he did for an hour until paramedics took one look at him and proclaimed him dead. Steve Irwin was 44 years old when he died. The stingray attack, CPR, and medical procedures were all documented on video. The death of the Crocodile Hunter generated an outpouring of grief from admirers around the world, and even sparked a wave of revenge assaults on stingrays on Australian coastlines, which were condemned by the executive director of Steve's conservation company. While grappling crocodiles, snakes, and sharks, Steve had one rule: the cameras had to be rolling, and his final moments were no exception. The bizarre accident that took his life off Australia's Great Barrier Reef was captured on tape, but the location of the clip remains unknown to this day. He tells his camera crew to always be filming. His IMDb biographer Tommy Donovan once said, "If he needs help, he will ask for it. Even if he is eaten by a shark or a croc, the main thing he wants is that it be filmed. If he died, he would be sad if no one got it on tape." The recording was later turned over to Queensland Police to assist with their investigations. Rumors quickly arose that it would be shown on television, but Discovery Communications, the network that made Steve famous, swore the video would never be shown. According to John Stainton, it is too upsetting to be presented. "I mean, it should be destroyed," he told CNN's Larry King Live. "When that is finally released from the coroner, it will never see the light of day. Ever, ever. I actually saw it, but I don't want to see it again." Despite this, millions of people attempted to find the horrifying clip online. The authorities claimed in 2007 that they had destroyed all except one copy, which they gave to Steve's bereaved widow, Terry. She had always been aware of her husband's desire to have his death filmed, but the very existence of the film was too much for her, and she destroyed it without ever watching it. Terry told You Magazine in 2018, "After Steve died, 100 million viewers watched a video of his death that was released on YouTube." Terry told You Magazine in 2018, "After Steve died, 100 million viewers watched a video of his death that was released on YouTube. That film was a complete fabrication exploiting people's sadness. I have never watched the real footage. Why would I? I know how my husband died, and I was relieved that the children weren't on the boat as they usually would be. It would have been horrendous if they had witnessed it." However, according to Terry, there is still a copy sitting in a dusty police vault somewhere. And as far as cameraman Justin is concerned, that's where it should stay. Never should it be seen. Out of respect for everyone in his family, I would say no. He added, "I don't know what's happened to it, and I hope it would never see the light of day." Justin and the rest of the team destroyed all videos of Steve's attack. Today, any footage circulating that purports to show the incident is a forgery. It should be mentioned that a stingray attacking and killing a human is extremely rare. There had only been 2 such deadly stingray attacks in Australia prior to Steve Irwin's. Every year, just 1 to 2 deadly attacks are reported around the world. Justin felt that the occurrence was an unintended consequence, that the stingray saw Steve's shadow and mistook it for a tiger shark, driving it to attack. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through Steve Irwin's life. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more terrifying videos.